Hello, Hamlet. I wanted to check in with all of you and bring you another midweek update as we get ready for Sunday. This past week, I met with the elder board and the management team, and I want to say that we are encouraged by the stories and by what we are hearing that's going on in and around our community. Those of you who are leaning into Jesus, trusting in Him as you gather in worship with family and friends during this time of self-isolation. I have heard encouraging stories from people taking advantage of this time together to listen, to pray, to talk, and to spend time with God and with one another, really with no other agenda, no place to go. There's no rush to get ready. So there is this sort of resting and divine presence many of you are experiencing for the very first time as you come together and as you gather for worship. It is really encouraging. I know many of you have not experienced anything like this before when it comes to worshiping on Sundays. And so I want you to know that as you gather together, as you're going through this time of self-isolation, as you're going through this sort of unknown, right, that we as leaders are praying for you. And I've been making phone calls to touch base with as many people as I can connect with. If you've not heard from me or wondering what's going on, do not worry. I've not forgotten you. We are just working our way through the lists. And although some of you, I have noticed, have changed your contact information, so I'm having to put on my sleuth hat and track you down, but I'm coming for you. You will be hearing from me. I do want to encourage you to not stop as you continue to press in to who Jesus is. Continue to press into who He is. We will continue to provide you with materials and messages and music to help you. I also want to bring about and let you know that please remember that our goal during this time is to focus on 4 aspects, right? To focus on prayer, spiritual formation, praise, and teaching. And so continue to keep those in mind as you gather together on Sunday mornings or whenever you gather together. Along with that, we have not really had a separate moment or a separate focus, but we have material for parents, for grandparents, for cousins, aunts, uncles, caretakers of children. We have not forgotten about you. We are continuing to provide materials for you to engage with young people in your household. You can find these materials and some of our suggestions on our website and in our Facebook or on our Facebook page. I would encourage you to check these out. You won't be disappointed and be actually ready to enjoy them as much, if not more, than the kids do. I also want to take this time to say thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for giving and supporting us financially here at Hamlet. We could not do what we do without your contributions, and we really appreciate all of your gifts and everything that you are doing, and please continue to support us, continue to give. It really means a lot to us, and we are grateful for that. You can give and support us through our website or through the mail, and you can find all of those details on our website. I also want to take this time as I'm thanking people for giving. I want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed to our worship experience. Thank you to our worship team, to Sarah, to Aaron, to Olivia, to Sonia, Christy, Dave, Zach, and Katie. Thank you to our production team, Neil and Zach, the work that they are doing, the time that they are putting into producing and editing the content that we bring to you on a regular basis. I also want to say thank you to Mindy for putting together the Sunday spiritual formation and the midweek devotional materials. I want to say thank you to Tiffany for making sure that all of our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed. This is truly a team effort, and we could not have the impact or the material available to you without the effort and energy of all of you working together. Words cannot express my gratefulness for what you are doing and how you are contributing. So really, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will be sending you more midweek stuff and more material. We have a midweek devotional coming out today that comes out through email. If you are not receiving these and you would like to, please head over to our website and you can go to our tab that says the tab, what tab is it? Go to the About tab, and under the About tab is a contact page. Send an email to either me, which is pastor, or to the executive administrator, and we will then forward you our weekly devotionals. Which then brings me to this weekend. We will once again upload all of our Sunday material to the Hamlet website on Saturday. So this Sunday, we are going to be reflecting on Jesus' conversation with Peter from the Gospel of John, beginning in chapter 21. And this is the passage where Jesus asks Peter, "Do you love me more than these?" A question I really want you to reflect on before we get into this. What is Jesus referring to when he asks Peter, "more than these"? Do you love me more than these? There's a few hypotheses when it comes to what Jesus is referring to. More than these being the other disciples, because in John chapter 13, 37, right? Chapter 13, verse 37, Peter tells Jesus, "I will lay down my life for you." Or is Jesus referring to more than these being the fishing nets, the boats, and the equipment? Because previously in chapter 21, that's what they're doing. So is Jesus referring to the occupation? Or is Jesus saying, "Do you love me more than you love all of your friends, all of these other people around you?" There's some differing opinions. Take time, reflect. Read through the scripture, read through chapter 21, think about what Jesus is referring to. What most people think that's going on here is that Jesus is actually testing Peter. And Jesus is actually putting forth a test to Peter. And it gets me to thinking as I was reading through it is how is Jesus, or thinking of Jesus as testing me? Testing me in order that I might know him more, that I might follow him closer, that I might draw nearer to him. See, the test here, or the test that Jesus is offering to Peter, is not a pass-fail test. Rather, it's a test to learn, a test to know ourselves in relationship to Jesus better. What do I know? How do I know? How do I know Jesus? What do I know of myself? It is a test of growth. A test from unknowing to knowing. And so take the time this week. Read through John, the Gospel of John, chapter 21, and familiarize yourself with the whole context of what Jesus is saying and what's going on in the interaction with Peter and the other disciples. And ask yourself, what is more than these? And is this a test? And if so, how do you test me, Jesus, in my knowing and my following of you? I look forward to sort of bringing you more reflection on this chapter in the Gospel of John, and really unpacking what's going on here, and so that you can really see the layers of Jesus' interaction with Peter, and really how Jesus is going to draw Peter back into his presence in a way that he is going to affirm and reaffirm his call on Peter's life. Until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and may the peace of the Lord be with you. I will touch base with you guys again and look forward to talking with you this Sunday.